This week on Tech Talk Tonight, we talk about Syria losing their internet, a couple different map updates, including a bike map up in Chicago, the great Twitter unfollowing culling of the herd that Brian Brushwood did, and Adobe goes to the cloud. All that and more coming up next.
This is Tech Talk Tonight, episode 86 for Wednesday, May 8th, 2013. Maps in the cloud.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tech Talk Tonight. This is episode number 86 tonight, and I'm here with my personal photographer, Mr. Gavin Rehkemper. Sir, thank you for taking pictures that I can put on my Facebook cover photo
did you
or
like
whatever.
That guitar? See, that was a worthless photo of a guitar. But if you apply Trey Radcliffe's presets, which are the crazy ones are practically Instagram filters, basically. Right. So if you apply that, it makes it look all stylish and cool.
Hey, it looked nice. It served its purpose as a cover photo for me.
How are you doing? What's the deal with my occupation now?
What do you mean? I don't even...
It's like all symbols. I don't think this is funny.
What if I told you it says the exact same thing as last week, just in like a webding format?
Wingdings 1, 2, or 3?
I have no idea. Actually, I should be able to tell you that. It is... it doesn't matter. Let's just say 1. How about that?
Braden, what is going on in the tech world this week?
In the tech world this week, well, Gavin, we came through with a bunch of stories out on our subreddit, Tech Talk Tonight, or reddit.com/r/Tech Talk Tonight.
Indeed.
We've got some good stuff out there, and then a few maps, which I always refer to you as like the map expert and stuff.
I'm pretty much a map expert.
And actually, let's talk about a little bit what you've been working on this week. We've got if I was out riding a bike in Chicago right now, is there a map out there for me?
Oh yeah, so I put together. This was last week. There's this new service out there. Well, I guess it's fairly new, but it's called CartoDB. Cartography.
Gotcha. Okay.
And well, the Chicago government has released this database of like 5,000 bike racks in the city of Chicago.
5,000.
So you can easily import those and map them. So that's kind of my example mapping data set. Or it has been for a while. And CartoDB is pretty cool because you can, it's basically like a database. You import your CSV and you tell it what column is addresses, and it'll geocode that.
Okay.
And it, you can see heat maps and stuff. I've also been doing some stalking. I got addresses of some
stalking.
Well, sort of. So I got addresses of some people in my parish, church, and wanted to figure out where they all live. So I mapped it using this, and it worked pretty well.
So wait, you have literally gone and figured out where people in your parish live,
yep,
and then made a map.
Well, I mean, this is an interesting question. Do you think that's freaky?
Yes.
I didn't make it public.
So this is your own personal...
It's just my private stalking.
Yeah, I'm going to go on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being creepy, like...
Okay, but this isn't me compiling the data. There's a source of this data. So these people are knowingly putting their names and addresses out there to the parish. They're not publishing it to everybody. They're just publishing it to people inside the parish.
Okay.
But why does it make it... I think this is an interesting sociological thing that I agree that it seems kind of stalkerish, but why is taking data and adding one more layer of convenience to it? I'm doing no such thing other than mapping it, right? Why does that suddenly make it stalkerish? I don't get it.
What are you doing with the map? You just want to know where they live?
Yeah, I'm new to the parish. I just want to know where my fellow churchgoers live, in reference to me, they live there. Oh, so they live there.
Okay, is there a specific purpose, you wanted to know if they all lived in a certain area? I would assume they just all kind of live around the actual church itself.
Well, it's interesting to me, the people who live near me, right? And then also, it's also interesting to look at the outliers. In St. Louis, we live in University City, so there's some people who drive in from a long way.
Okay.
It's those people live really far away. I wonder why they still come to the parish. And then there's a story there, right? All maps tell a story. And the story of the outliers are typically people who like used to live here and they love the parish, but they moved elsewhere, but they still go to that church. Something we don't see as much out here in the suburbs. Well, this is practically the suburbs.
Your reasoning has lowered you on the creepiness scale, but there's still an element there. Just for the mere fact that you had to ask about it, I think adds an element of creepiness to it.
This, have we talked about this on the show before? The publicly accessible house ownership data?
I don't know if we talked about this on the show. I know of it just from house hunting and stuff, but...
So it's like... So this is another thing where it's like kind of... There's a certain level of difficulty to get this data, right? Like,
okay. Yeah,
like, you don't know, like, every single person who lives around you and their house, what they bought their house for, right?
That's true.
You don't know it off the top of your head. But you could. If someone...
I paid for that service...
No. It's free.
It is free.
So you
just have to know how to get it, right?
Yeah, you have to figure out what website to go to, and then you have to search in a annoying government form, right? Mm-hmm. And it's hard to get all the time. And that makes it like not necessarily creepy, right? People aren't really worried about that. They're like, okay, I know that's public information, whatever. Mm-hmm. But if someone like me came along and aggregated all this public data and put it on some website, like findyourneighborshouseprice.com, and it auto-centered you.
It's an actual thing.
If you auto-centered you on the block, and it easily showed oh, your neighbor, this, it suddenly becomes a little bit creepy.
Right.
I think that's interesting.
And there's definitely, if you aggregate all that data together, there are companies out there selling that type of stuff. Definitely. I'm pretty sure one of my cousins actually bought into one of those, but they're in that kind of sort of business.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there's a lot of businesses who take the Twitter feed data, the fire hose as they call it, of all the tweets, and add a layer of goodness to it, and then resell it, right? Oh, here's the fire hose, but we aggregate the locations, and then companies will buy that and be like, oh, the tweets in our area about McDonald's are saying that they have rats in our food. Maybe we should fix that.
Yeah. Okay, so specifically, this brings me to a different story, and we haven't even gotten to the stories that we posted yet, but there is Square, the swipe mobile payments, perfect. And Foursquare, the game app, they want to combine and merge a little bit, and Square basically wants to check you into a place once you've made a transaction there. And plus, on top of that, take what you're spending at that place and start doing recommendations other people have also made this type of purchase and then went and bought this. To
genius.
What point? Well, okay, you say genius, but at what point does that become invasion of privacy? I mean,
well, people will talk, right? Foursquare hopefully will not automatically enroll you in this service.
Right.
You can opt in or opt out. I don't know if you remember, or they might still do this, but a year or two ago, Foursquare, you could turn on something called social radar or something that would automatically check you into places.
Is that not a thing anymore?
Maybe it still is, but it was creepy when it was out, and I did not turn it on, and I think people don't really do that anymore.
Yeah, from one of their updates and stuff, I don't remember seeing that as an option anymore. I don't think it automatically checked you into places.
Yeah, for sure it did.
It really did?
Yeah, I
would have done that just to get the points of checking in all the damn places.
I thought it did. I don't know. I might be wrong here. But I mean, now it's really smart. It'll say, "Hey, are you at Esri?" or "Hey, are you at this place?" But yeah, I mean, if people are into it, that's cool. A lot of people don't even understand Foursquare.
Right.
I don't even understand Foursquare. What's the point?
They're used to. I mean,
a lot of people start it and just give up because they're like, "This is so dumb."
Yeah. Well, I mean, the whole the way that it started is everybody just wanted to be the mayor of someplace. I'm here the most. I get free chips with my purchase of a meal now.
But that doesn't even exist anymore, hardly.
No, not really. No.
You I use that as an example all the time, but I've never gotten something free for actually being the mayor somewhere.
I didn't get something free for being the mayor, but I did use one of their coupon deal things that they had with a place before. That's about it, though.
But anyway, speaking of maps, Google is going to come out with a new style.
Yes,
it's kind of the similar style that they've used Google has a maps for apps type thing, where you can for businesses where they can map stuff, and it's kind of that same style. I don't know. I think it looks good.
This is kind of adding a few more elements of like Google Earth, isn't it, into Google Maps? Like, at what point does Google Earth and Google Maps completely just combine?
Because that is a good point.
Why can't we have the functionality of both on each?
I think the major difference is that, like, Google Earth, you can import KML files, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, show them as layers. And it's, like, much more customizable, where the Maps is more focused on, you know, I want to find the directions to the closest Hardee's.
Right. But I feel like
I don't think it'll ever totally like join up. They're definitely like used for different purposes.
I think that there should just be like a click expert mode on Google Maps, and that just brings up the whole functionality of Google Earth. Like, give me the simple, easy version right up front, but then let me use all the extra features that Google Earth has.
But also, Google Earth is not in the browser right now. They would have to build a browser version, which I don't know if that's that easy or that hard.
Okay. Maybe it'll be a Google Chrome app. Leading us to a different story that we have posted on the subreddit. How many apps are using within Chrome right now, Gavin?
Well, so this is a very timely story. As of like a month ago, I was very anti-Chrome app. I was like, what's the point of these? These are all dumb.
And then you found
Then I found TweetDeck, which is... So, okay, well, I used one app before that. So TweetDeck is a legit Chrome app. Let me back up here.
Okay.
There are some Chrome apps that are simply shortcuts to the website.
Yes. YouTube.
Most of the Google things.
Yeah.
Trello is just a link to their website.
Okay.
What else? There's all these things. And that's lame, I think. Using the apps as a bookmark, like, that's not what it's designed to do. Like, a bookmark is supposed to be a bookmark.
I'm okay with it, though, because, okay, within Chrome, when you start a new tab, you either have it come up with your apps or your bookmarks, or you could make it come up to a certain page. But right now, I just have it coming up to my apps, but then, like, the pages that I might want to get to have an app that's just a bookmark, and it's all just there on that page.
Well, why don't you just add that to the bookmark bar? That's what that's designed to do.
Because I don't use the bookmark bar that much anymore. Because I've just got it all there on the apps page. Why do I need it redundant?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think those are lame, but I still use them. So I use the Trello app, which is basically a link.
Right.
I use TweetDeck, and I use Simple Facts or something.
Simple Facts?
Facts Smartly, Smart Facts.
I'm going to open up my new tab. Let's see. Right here, I've got just Gmail, YouTube, Google Drive, and Google Calendar. That's just kind of my shortcut links and stuff. But then I've got TweetDeck, Pandora, which Pandora is just another link and stuff too. Google Cloud Reader, and Don't Starve the Game.
Google Cloud Reader.
Kindle Cloud Reader. Sorry. It's just the Kindle app.
Oh, it's called HelloFax. HelloFax, you can send faxes, and they give you like 30 free pages. It's really nice.
Have you used all 30 pages?
Well, it's one of those scams where, like, if you invite people, you get 5 more and
nice.
stuff. So I still have enough. But the few times I have to use a fax, I use that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So there's this article. I mean, this isn't really news. It's just a list of the best, quote unquote, best apps, and there's some that I didn't know about. I mean, they talk about the Google Suite. They could talk about a programming IDE, which I think it's usually overrated.
And then we have just like simple editors too. Like, I think there's basically a Audacity clone more or less in here. It's called Twisted Wave, and you'd be able to do audio edits.
But what do you gain from that?
Well, I mean, you don't have to be running Audacity. If you already have Chrome open, and you could just load the app right away.
I don't know why we want all these like apps in our browser. Like, what's the problem with another program? That's the point of an operating system, unless you're running Chrome OS.
Chromium was my example. So, but I think that's kind of the reason. You know, you want a photo editor, a sound editor, and a video editor that can be used for Chromium. I think that's the main point of why they're actually building up this plethora of apps for Chrome. But do we need this? I would say, is Google.
So is Google behind all of this? Are you making a conspiracy theory assertion?
No. I think this is just people trying to get their product out there on a different platform now, and Chromium could be
it's a new platform. Anytime there's a new platform, there's room for innovation and room to make some money, right?
Right.
anytime there's a new, like when Windows 7 apps came out, like everyone wanted to create a Windows 7 app because you could make some money there. But yeah, I don't see myself editing video in Chrome. I don't see myself editing audio. I don't see myself.
Not even like a simple picture editor? No.
No.
All right. Don't Starve. You want to play a game?
What's Don't Starve?
It's a great game. I tried to get you to play it. You didn't want to play it.
Is it like EVE Online?
It's a little bit like EVE Online. Does that bring us to our... He clicks. Wait, is that going? Oh, there it's going. Oh, that does that. Interesting. Okay, sorry everyone. We are back.
Are we recording?
We are recording. And we can't play that media file, but we were on to our subreddit after all, Gavin. Subreddit of the week. What is our subreddit of the week?
Subreddit of the week is reddit.com/r/brave newbies.
What is brave newbies, Gavin?
I don't know. You have to tell me.
Okay. I think this kind of spawned the conversation of there are a lot of very niche subreddits out there. I think that's the point of having this as the subreddit of the week. This just so happens to be a group of people in a little guild, I guess we can call them, of new players, a group of new players on the game EVE Online.
Which, like, is that even open anymore? Like,
yes.
I thought that was started in, like, 1998.
It started in 2003. I looked it up. And it is a huge game. I downloaded it and tried to play it. It's 12 gigs.
It's an MMORPG, right?
Yes, set in space.
Oh, that's cool.
I have 21 days, or wait, I guess it was a 21-day trial. I took forever to create a character, and I'm not even through the tutorial yet.
Is it basically like WoW, but before WoW, and not as good?
No, see, like, this is more like you're flying your ship around the universe, and you're trying to build up a fleet of ships and stuff. Like WoW is very character driven. Like you're always trying to like up your equipment and
blah blah blah. You're saying a lot of stuff. Basically, it's the same.
It's not exactly the same, but EVE Online basically it has a huge following amongst itself. It's a large learning curve, I would say. Seeing that I couldn't even make it through the tutorial in. I don't know how long it took me to get to where I am. There's a lot of stuff to do within it, and it's, subscription based, so you have to pay to play it eventually. But you can get a 21-day trial.
It's like
from our subreddit of the week.
It's like what I'm told crack dealers do.
Yes.
First taste is free.
Having my experience with WoW,
yeah.
I can relate it to WoW. Yes, it's like crack. Crack.
There are lots of MMORPGs that are just free now, right?
Yes.
Like
Star Wars.
They've just gone free, and it's like, even if you don't have to pay them to play, what's your time worth?
Exactly.
So it even costs, even if it's free.
Right.
Anyway, tell us about this subreddit. There's there's actually 1,300 people subscribed.
Yeah, I know, and this has to be a huge group. But like, if you try to read like the top post of all time, which only has 132 upvotes, but like, I can't make heads or tails of it. Even after having tried play the game for a while now, I don't know.
Today I was chilling on EVE while joking on Mumble. Okay, Mumble is a talking
service that you can talk to each other
like
with.
Walkie-talkies, but through the internet. We started discussing how one guy lost a ship loaded with Plex.
No idea what Plex is.
Someone jokingly suggested I name my ship Plexmobile, which gave me an idea. I took the Plexmobile. It's just a bunch of
outfitted with a wet bar full of bourbon. This group likes to drink bourbon. I figured that much out.
Do they know they're the subreddit of the week?
No, I didn't even bother because I didn't know how to explain any of this.
We live?
Yes, we should be. It says we're live. It says we're broadcasting. It says we're recording. So this is
yeah, we're on.
Yeah.
So that's Brave Newbies.
Yeah, it's it really plays into that. with a subreddit, you can be very niche. Like we're very
Anyone
niche
can
with our
create one.
podcast. Yeah.
In fact, Braden created or tried to take over r/Highland, Illinois.
Yeah.
Or is it r/Highland?
I think it's just Highland.
And that's pretty niche in that no one ever goes there.
Right. There's dozens of subreddits that aren't used like that.
The Highlanders appreciate the topics forums more than Reddit.
Do.
I
wish
believe.
that wasn't a thing.
That should be a podcast in itself. Reading of the Highland topics forums.
Wow, the worst of the worst with town gossip with the anonymity.
Well, yeah, the problem is the anonymity. Really.
But you have that on Reddit too. Who says that they couldn't post the exact same type of stuff on a subreddit for Highland?
They just haven't gotten there yet.
No.
Okay, so here's the top.
That is the king to you.
I need
royalty,
a divorce.
What?
Second forum post. Bars with draft beer.
Bars with draft beer. What?
Did the gaming pass?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're still
the Highland topics. Anyway, okay. Does that close our subreddit of the week?
That closes our subreddit of the week. I play the thing, but it crashes. The thing we're using to broadcast today.
So, have you? Speaking of video, have you used Adobe Premiere recently?
I have. I edit this podcast with it.
How do you feel that Adobe Suite is killing Creative Suite? Speaking of stuff in the cloud, apparently you're just going to be able to use things in the cloud.
Well,
what does this mean, Braden? What does this mean? It's all crazy talk.
Well, first off, you can't just run Adobe Premiere from the cloud. You're still downloading the application and running it that way. This might keep me from upgrading, I think. Just because.
It'll keep me from upgrading. Like, what do I need the new Photoshop for? They've changed, like...
Nothing.
From CS5 to CS6, they've changed, like, 3 things. And they're both, like, super, super advanced things that I'll never, ever experience.
Right. And like Photoshop keeps going more and more towards video, and I don't think that's not really necessary. And Premiere does everything that I need it to right now. I mean, I like some of the new motion capture and stuff, and like everything that they could throw at After Effects is awesome. Like, I'll miss it for that. I say miss it, but I might end up actually getting into Creative Cloud. But I think the pricing is better because you don't have to pay so much right up front. Like, I'd rather pay for a subscription fee there. I think. I don't know. It's just a different way of doing it, and you know what this is really to come back, don't you?
So what are they saying the prices are going to be?
Prizes or prices?
Prices.
I thought it was $60 a month or whatever.
Yeah, I mean they're throwing out a lot of numbers,
right?
But people are
you
afraid
can get a bunch of sales and
jack
stuff
them up,
too.
right?
That's what they're afraid of.
But I can see why Adobe's doing this, right?
It's piracy.
Well, piracy, and also like people are getting wise to the fact that they just keep cranking out CS new versions, but they're not actually adding anything.
Right.
So like people are fine with staying with an older version, and that means Adobe's not making any money when the new version actually comes out.
Right. With like adding new features and stuff, are you going to be okay with like let's hypothetically say that you do get it, but then they go and change the paintbrush tool thing that you like using in Photoshop or something, and they just did it with a patch. Like, you weren't even aware that,
Yeah.
Like, is that going to be a big issue?
Yeah,
think?
I don't know. Well, so are these apps actually going to run in the cloud, or are they just like...
I don't think so, no.
So are they going to be like Adobe Air apps where like when you open it, it like downloads the latest version or something? I don't even know.
I think that's the way that it's going to be. Well, I mean, you've already got Adobe automatically updating and stuff now, but I don't know. I
don't even know how it's going to work. Maybe we should have read the article before the...
maybe we should have tested it out.
Podcast.
Maybe Adobe should just give us some creative accounts to totally test this fully.
Yes.
I think that's the way that this should go.
This would be where the Adobe ad goes.
Right. Wah, wah.
Hi there. Face here.
Face? Whose face?
You never watched Nick Jr. as a child?
Oh, yes, I did.
A few more stories.
Yes.
Internet is off in Syria.
It's not off anymore.
Oh.
It was off, though. The article that I linked to is really interesting.
How does an entire country turn off the internet? That's crazy.
Did you see the Google traffic? Like, just how
that's pretty impressive.
Completely plummets.
So does all of Syria's
The government's
internet
claiming
go through-
not to have done it too. That's like the
But
weird
how
thing.
could someone do it unless there's like one ISP and it like went out accidentally?
That could happen, or if they're like all connected to one port on the supernode and that router just decided not to work today. that possible?
I don't know, but yeah, that's that. At least they're back now.
So what would you do, Gavin? What if the United States just suddenly just lost internet? Like, we wouldn't be podcasting
Well,
right
the
now.
internet is an interesting thing. Lots of crazy government people are claiming that like the internet should be a utility. Like this is something that everyone should have in the modern world.
Well, guess what? Our power goes out, and that's a utility. The water can go bad. That's a utility. It just seems like another thing.
Yeah, but the idea is that it should be regulated so that everyone can have it.
That sounds like the government takes control of the internet. That scares me even more.
Yeah, but that's kind of what brings up these questions, right? Like who's controlling? Like what if like one ISP is controlling all of Syria's internet and they just decide to turn it off because they didn't agree with the protesters or whatever? I don't know. And it's interesting because, as we've talked about before, Highland is doing this. Highland, Illinois is pushing fiber internet.
We have our own personal
Which didn't
fiber.
you like sign up for this? Do you have it yet?
No, I never got it. The speeds are the same. Like they are not offering like Google fiber type speeds. Like that would be awesome. Not here.
So they're faking it.
Yeah. I mean, it's comparable with Charter, with the cable stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it would be great to not have, or
That's something you actually have to look at, the quality of service.
right.
When I was buying internet for the first time, well, not the first time, but I told my story of woe like 5 episodes ago that I switched from Charter to DSL on AT&T, and it just stank so bad I had to switch back.
Right.
It was so slow. So slow.
slow to the point to where you would move your house.
To get into the
Google Fiber. I don't know. The guys from Film Riot actually moved,
yeah, and Brian Brushwood is going to do that.
supposedly.
Speaking of Brian Brushwood,
Oh, yes, that's another story.
Brian Brushwood on Twitter, if you haven't heard of him, twitter.com/Schwood, he announced last night that he's getting rid of all his friends. He's not following anyone. He's unfollowing anyone who doesn't like tweet at him.
Unfollow again or something that he called it, and like.
This is something that you should have done, but instead of doing this, you just opened a new account.
Right. So it would have been better for me to manually go through all of my followers.
No.
Like, first off, I don't have the internet presence to, like, say to all my people on Twitter, like, retweet me or send me a snarky message to, like, save me from unfollowing you. Like, that's never going to happen.
Yep.
With him, he's got the Diamond Club behind him.
So are there web services that do this, that will, like, clean out your followers for you?
I don't know.
I think there should be.
There should be, that's for sure. And I think they do.
That would only work though if you like actually interact with people on Twitter.
Right.
Because there's no way a service can know what you like to look at. They could look at who you've interacted with on Twitter and unfollow everyone that you haven't interacted with. So that would be a cool service.
There's tools to track Twitter unfollowers.
Yes,
like who's unfollowing you.
Unfollow is what I use.
Unfollow. Yeah, I see that one here.
That's actually a really good service. Like every week, it sends me a list of 2 or 3 people who unfollowed me.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh, well, if you're gonna unfollow me, I'm gonna unfollow you. Take that.
Is that what happened between us? You saw that I unfollowed you, and
Apparently.
wow, that hurts. I guess it hurt you more.
No,
I
that's,
unfollowed you first.
I think that's a really good service. Everybody should sign up for that. Unfollow, TWUNFOLOW.
That would be interesting to know for my Braden Age account.
That's almost my cool thing of the week. But
what is the cool thing of the week?
The cool thing of the week is unroll.me.
Okay, and what is unroll.me?
Their catchline on their front page is, life is busy, your inbox shouldn't be.
Okay.
Basically, I haven't actually signed up for this yet, so...
okay. But in theory, it's awesome.
In theory, it's awesome that it will go through you have to connect it to your Gmail. You have to give it you have to give it access to your full inbox.
Okay, just lost a point.
Once you do that, it'll look at your inbox and say, okay, here are all the, like, automated messages that we think you get email from, right?
Yeah.
You get email from from like what's that crowdfunding thing called?
Kickstarter.
You get emails from, you know, your doctor, you get emails from this, you get emails from that, and you check them all on. And then instead of actually getting those emails, it archives those, and then at the end of the day, it will put all of those emails, images of those emails. Are you listening?
I'm seeing their video and stuff. I'm listening to you.
So we'll put images of those emails in a single email, so you can like easily see all of it.
We have a service for this, like at work. It's called Iron Report Spam or whatever. So it just gives us like a list of all the potential like spam messages that we could have gotten.
But this isn't spam. This is like stuff you actually signed up for, but like that you don't necessarily want to be like pinged every 5 minutes for.
I feel like this is something already incorporated in Gmail with their priority mail stuff.
Yeah, in some sense it does.
Up more or less.
In some sense it does, but the one thing that it does add is that instead of like at the end of the day you would have to go through all of your non-priority messages,
right?
Like 15 things you'd have to like, you know, if you know what you're doing in Gmail, like JJJJJ, you know, just go through them and archive them or delete them.
Mm-hmm.
This, you only open one email, and since they're images of those emails, you can easily see like which ones you're interested in, which ones you're not.
All right, I like it.
It's much easier to scan. So I'm going to sign up for that probably
right now,
and then they're going to steal
while
my
I
email.
show off my cool thing.
What is your cool thing? This is not cool.
But we never use it. I spent each time setting it up.
You've already shown it.
I know.
And it hurts my eyes.
Oh, fine.
I'm an old man.
You are an old man.
Unroll. Did I say unroll.me? It's unroll.me.
Yeah, I found it. Unroll.me. That's it.
Oh, man. Well, this has been a great episode, Braden.
This has been a great episode. The only thing I think we have left was another map story, actually. Have you seen the YouTube Trends map, Gavin?
No, I have not. Tell me about it.
It's interesting, somewhat. I mean, it's cool. You've got a map of the United States, and basically, like, all the major cities and stuff have a little icon above them, and it's showing you what video is being watched the most in...
And the entire United States right now is the Charles Ramsey guy.
Yes, which was popular on Reddit yesterday. So, you know, Reddit's ahead of the game and kind of, you know. So, okay, so who is Charles Ramsey? Should we actually talk about this story and stuff?
Oh, was this the thing talking about, like...
There was 2 captured girls, I think, or 2 or 3 maybe. But this guy found them, and he's kind of a hero now. But, like, they're playing the whole race thing on it, I think, because it was like, well, at least Reddit was like... Well, I don't know.
What's this article? I thought I saw it.
Charles Ramsey basically rescued these 2 girls.
Yeah. And then I was reading an article talking about like why is everybody so interested in this guy? Like, is he entertainment? Like,
I think he's very interesting to interview. He looks like an interesting fellow.
I think people are interested in the fact that all these black guys or black people have become YouTube memes, right? The Antoine Dodson, the lady who's ain't got no time for that.
Yeah.
And now this guy's almost turning into a meme. Not really a meme, but he's popular. And like, is this racist? Is this racism happening online? I mean, you could say there's a counter argument where there's
we laughing at the racism?
There's plenty of memes that involves white people.
Yeah.
You know,
that's true, but is it? You're calling this out as racism just because we're dealing with a stereotype?
No. I was just reading an article about it. I don't think it's necessarily racist. I don't know.
You don't think it's racist? Then.
I think it's an interesting idea in that you look at you try to look at trends, and you can't always look at trends objectively because you only see what you see. But it does seem that videos with black interesting guys. People definitely go meme faster than if I was
funny interviews.
Maybe.
Yeah,
like there's plenty of I can't think of one meme video that has a white person in it.
How about the I Like Turtles little kid?
Never heard of it.
No? What?
I Like Turtles.
Yeah.
Ooh, what about Benji Eats Button?
No. I don't know that one. Charlie Bit My Finger?
Yeah, that.
That's what you said, Benji Eats Button.
I don't know. All right. This podcast has to end. Everybody, thanks for watching. Everybody, go to our website, techtalkstonight.com, And you can subscribe on the right-hand column. Email info@techtalktonight.com. I don't think we get those emails.
Yes, we do.
It's on Twitter at twitter.com/techtalktonight. Find us on iTunes and subscribe on your iPhone so that even if you don't listen to it, we'll get those numbers. How many people subscribe on iTunes? Do we even know?
A lot more as of late. I get one at least a week.
And then Tonight Wiki is where we post all the information on our episodes, including where to listen to it and links from the stories that we talked about.
And give us some feedback, actually, this week. We're doing something a little bit different with the way that we're broadcasting and recording the video and stuff. So, yeah, let us know if it actually worked out. I guess I'll kind of know, too, with what happened. We had a crash mid-show.
Crash.
Yes, that's not a good thing. We'll hopefully fix that, which I'm pretty sure was a video file that I tried to play with the subreddit of the week. But we'll keep looking into that and keep playing with things and settings and all that fun stuff. But we definitely made the player bigger on our website, techtalktonight.com. And let me know if that actually worked for you, or
if you can see Braden's pimples better.
Maybe. Or, if you're using an 800 by 600 screen, you were probably yelling at me because, well, or you viewed full screen.
If you're on an 800 by 600 screen, you're probably on 56K modem, so
you're probably not watching a live stream then either. So where can they find you on the web, Gavin?
Everybody, thanks for watching. You can find me on gavinar.com. I'm going to be posting an article soon on why bloglovin', the new sensation with mommy bloggers, is a bad thing for the internet.
I don't think mommy bloggers are a new thing, but I'm interested. You've piqued my...
No, it's the new thing with mommy bloggers.
Oh, what's the new thing?
Bloglovin'.
Bloglovin'
is a website that all the mommy bloggers like.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out.
Yep.
I'm not a mommy blogger, but...
Where can they find you, Braden?
They can find me on the Twitters, at BradenH, at TheRealBradenH. All the fun stuff happens there, and plus follow at Tech Talk Tonight. We tweet a bunch pretty much on Wednesdays, but they're always informative.
Pretty much spammed today. We need to cut back on that.
Cut back on that?
You were tweeting and I was tweeting.
Oh, I didn't know you were tweeting too.
Well, I didn't know you were tweeting, so...
I had them all scheduled, ready to go. Anyway, sorry about that if we killed your Twitter stream today. Don't unfollow us, please. Sorry. Anyway, with that, I bid you all adieu. Good night, everybody.
See you. Tech Talk Tonight is brought to you in front of a live Mazio's audience.